All right, what's up, guys? My name is Tim Bonner. Been in the fitness industry for almost 5, 6 years, and I've been friends with Alex for about a year. Right? We've been friends for about a year now. Yeah, I think it's coming up almost a year in the event that we went to last year in Nashville, Tennessee,
Mhm.
and it was a fitness business event for entrepreneurs who want to grow their business. Right? So that was awesome, man. It was so fun to meet you and then meet. Remember the guy John too, right?
Yeah, there's
Yep,
a lot
that's
of good,
fun.
a lot of good fitness professionals there. Yeah, so I met you in a fitness conference. We're both fitness trainers. So it's great to meet people inside the industry who are
Yeah.
like-minded. And I think for fitness, for fitness trainers, it's a great business when you're younger, but as you get older, you have to have a real exit strategy, in my opinion. I'm
Yeah.
more of an older trainer, and because of the nature of the business, we had both went to the conference because basically, as trainers, you exchange hours for dollars, right? Like
Yes,
most
exactly.
businesses, you're exchanging out your time for money.
Mhm.
That is a lot of the problem to me with
Yeah.
with these types of business. But we both are fitness trainers. We love what we do. We love
Yep.
helping people and servicing people to get healthy and well and fit and
Hmm.
eat properly. And I think, Tim, we have a lot to discuss because each of those topics in themselves have a tremendous amount of information to relay upon your audience, my audience, and what we could do to
Yeah.
educate them.
Yeah. And I think for me personally, the reason why I went the online route is because exactly what you said was that as a personal trainer, we're capped out a certain amount, especially at the gym, right? So we both know that, we can't provide for ourselves or even for our family at this kind of rate, depending on like how your business is, right? So but for the most part, I think that we both see that there's potential to grow in the online space. And that's why I think we both went on that route. And yeah, so for me personally, I have been working out since I was like in elementary school. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups back when I was like in second grade. And then from that point on, I just got hooked because I was, I'm 5'1". I was really short. I didn't really grow much taller. I grew out my muscles more. So from there I just was involved in sports in high school, was in the wrestling team, joined the Marine Corps, and actually got hurt in the Marines. So I got hurt in basic training, tore my ACL, and then I could discharge from there and then went to college. I went to school to study bachelor's of kinesiology, kind of grow more in the fitness area, and then finally got out and started personal training. And then right there, I was just like, I got to figure out how I can bring more income for myself as a trainer. So, because I enjoyed it, I loved it. It's just the money wasn't quite there. So that's why we're here. Yeah, and that's pretty much my background. I focus more on people my age now. I'm a dad, 33 years old, have two kids, and I keep myself in high standards because not just because of the experiences that I've been through as well, but just because I have a standard for myself to not let myself go at this age, right? Because I know how important it is. How about you? What's your background like?
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's beautiful. I mean, today it's a little different than when I was growing up because today everybody, is very hip to fitness. And, when I was growing up 30, 40 years ago, it was, fitness was just catching on, the importance of it in terms of kind of in the conscious collective, right? So you'd have,
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, I remember people did yoga with just like yoga freaks or like super like, like devotees of like basically a guru or something. And now most
Yeah.
anyone. Well, when I was going to the gym as a young man, I remember you either had these huge muscle heads, right? For the most part, you had like really nerdy guys who really wanted to just start doing something. And now today, it's common. It's just kind of like something that we all do, and it's part of the conscious collective again.
Yeah.
So I started for me a little different. When I was growing up, I kind of started from a pretty rough background. It was just a lot of turmoil in my home life, and
Yeah.
just a lot of instability, and unfortunately, that caused a lot of like issues. I don't have to get into them, but you can imagine. So
Yeah.
it was actually I got into fitness much older because I was so unhealthy and had like basically
Oh wow.
really bad habits put in place,
Yeah.
eating bad, just like not taking care of my body for at all. The only thing I had in my advantage was my youth. That's the only thing that
Yeah.
really helped me healthy. But otherwise, I was doing everything wrong, eating really bad, not taking care of my body, partying like crazy, right?
How
All
old were you? How old were you when this was happening?
this was in my 20s, yeah. So
Your 20s? Okay.
at 30, there was some like results, like some hard consequences to that lifestyle, that
Hmm.
I had to really look at saying like, I'm either going to turn my life around or I'm going to just like continue going downhill with I started having health issues.
Yeah.
I started with my diet first, because I
Yep.
studying diet, how to eat properly, and all the science that was out there. Because by then, the whole movement, the whole it wasn't a fad, but the trend, the health trend, was really picking up in terms of economically. More and more
Hmm.
population was picking up on health and wellness, and that's
Yeah.
well, and I thought, you know what, I could probably make a living out of this. So, got the
Yeah.
certifications in place and got qualified this year.
Yeah.
And started working for a small club, and then from there, of course, thinking entrepreneurial. Hey, what can I do outside this? And realizing
Yeah.
a whole different mindset, right? It's a very
Yeah.
different. It's something we could address here. It's the different, like Robert Kiyosaki's ESBI quadrants, right? You're either an
Yeah.
employee, a specialist. So I know, like you and me, we've been both. We've been employees and we've been specialists, right?
Yep. Yep.
And that specialist could be, a lawyer who gets paid, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or a personal trainer who makes, maybe, trainers like ourselves, we can make good money actually.
Yeah. We can. Yeah. Yeah. We definitely can. At my age, like how important it is to stay in shape because as you get a family, you have more responsibilities. Like a lot of us at my age tend to just go the opposite direction, right? And how old are you now?
I'm over 60.
Okay, and you look amazing, dude. You look amazing.
Well, there's certain things
And
I do that most men will not do. That's a
yeah,
whole, that can be like a subject matter in ourselves when we can get into that, because that really is
yeah.
a whole different
Well,
discipline.
let's explain a little bit more of who like what you do and like who you like to work with, and then I can go share with you too.
Yeah, well, for me personally, like it's a personal journey, right? Everybody's journey is
Yeah,
different. But for me, because of my background, I knew that I had to get really principled and disciplined in certain principles, right?
yeah,
What it took me years to understand that principles, similar to like your spiritual values, right?
yeah.
Those principles are unshakable because it's who you are inside of you. So it doesn't matter what's happening outside of you. The world's falling apart like it is now, right?
Mhm.
Obviously there's a massive, downgrading of
Oh
society.
yeah,
And we could
oh
talk
yeah.
about what's happening there too, because I have a lot of,
Yeah, you have a lot to say.
research. Well, research things that I research, but
Oh
for
yeah,
I had to find not only working out, it wasn't enough for me. I needed a mental discipline, see, because my body can take care
yeah,
of itself. I just lift weights and it takes care of itself, right? But I needed the disciplines of how to eat properly. Started there, and then later the more emotional, mental disciplines of how to think right, right.
yep.
I think it depends, Tim. If you're brought up with a healthy family, that's really, really, really important, and I think that's why
Oh yeah,
the family system is being attacked now for deliberate
oh yeah,
reasons, right? I believe, but
yeah,
so for me, I didn't have that. So I had to find the disciplines and the principles that ordinarily you're taught in the family. Had to find them
yeah,
found them in the internal martial arts.
yeah, yeah. And that's pretty cool that the stuff that you do, and there's got to be something that's you're doing right because of how well you've aged, right? And just how much it's impacted you at 65 years old. And that's crazy.
Oh, I'm not 65 yet, not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
In terms of, unless you go into more variability training, which I like more of the more advanced training techniques, which are more sports specific in a sense, or even what we do is what we call variability training is infused, basically fitness training with some of the like athletic training. So some of that mental
Yeah.
meditation, basically envisioning your future.
Visioning.
It's not only for, I do that for my life now. I have to, not just
Yeah.
right. And for me, interrupting the patterns, the kind of kind of devil on one shoulder, an angel on one shoulder,
Yeah.
not listening to that devil.
Not
So
a,
we all have that. Yeah.
yeah.
The voices,
Chatter.
you're not good enough, or, all those
Yeah.
stories. But it's really what I've realized over the years is that a lot of the training and the fitness discipline comes from like the psychological principles that you hold.
Yeah.
It's the difference. You have to have a mindset and principles and certain belief systems in place, and that's what the Buddhism, more faith in, I know
Yeah.
Christ. Of course, I believe in love in Christ. It's not my path, that religious path.
Yeah.
Buddhism. Buddhism for me is more like a way of life. It's not a
Yeah.
religion. It's just certain principles and practices that help me to be a better human being.
Yeah.
Bring it to my clients.
Yeah. And I think mindset, I'm always focused on mindset because just the things that I've been through in my life, right? Like the things that I've endured, you've heard my story. And uh I think the more that we endure, the more things that we suffer, we can either learn from it or we can, be trapped in it. But if you can learn from it, you become stronger on the other side. And thankfully I've been able to get stronger from my things that I've suffered in the past. So my mindset's so much more stronger. Like when I work out, I work out with intensity. I work out with focus. I work out with drive because I just know that your body can be put into difficult situations and overcome it. And when I work out, I feel amazing. Like just I let everything out, the release of the stress, the anger. It's kind of like my therapy, right? So, um, I that's just a time for me to really let go of everything, release of everything that's inside. And after I'm done, I just feel so amazing. I feel good. And a lot of it has to do with just releasing the anger because there's a lot of anger that I hold in and it has to be channeled out differently. And fitness has really been helpful, I guess, channel for me to let that out. So that's definitely the mindset, man. Lately I've been taking cold showers. I've been taking cold showers the past 5 months for 3 times a week. And it's because I want to create the strongest person that I can be. And being in those cold showers, I have noticed how your body's resistance. It doesn't want to jump in that cold shower. It doesn't want to experience pain. But now that I've been doing it for 5 months now, it hasn't the initial resistance hasn't changed, but once your body adapts to that pain, it's calm. It continues to be calm, and I've been doing it for a while now. That my body, it's a habit, but there's always a resistance there. I think it's been amazing, and I just want to keep testing myself because, like I said, mindset, man. You have to have a strong mind to be an entrepreneur. You have to be strong mind to live this life in general, right? How do you think creating a mindset helps you? Like, what kind of ideas do you have, like, of creating a stronger mindset?
Yeah, it's just it's critically important because also you have to think that most people are bombarded by social media,
Yep.
not even talking about the normal media. I think the exposure today in terms of screen exposure, visual screen
Oh
exposure,
yeah.
most people, I think the average
I
is,
got on my daughter today. Today, I got on my daughter today
yeah,
because
yeah.
she was outside on the tablet, and I was like, "Hey, we're no more tablets out here. We're done." Because yeah, you're right, man. There's so much technology out
Go
here.
play with your friends, go be active, learn what
Yeah.
in nature, right? And to me, this is a serious issue because more and more of us are being put in front of screens, which is an
Yeah.
artificial. It's not the way we're supposed to be driven, and
No.
it's artificial intelligence. And for me, that's a critical issue. I think the average person stays about 6 hours in front of the screen today. 6 hours a day in front of the screen. You think if you're up 10 hours, that's like 60% of your day is from front of the screen. Not to mention
Yeah.
getting in nature and getting your feet in nature. I'm not talking about walking on the grass, things like that. That
See, yeah. My wife, she's all about that. She wants to do homesteading. She wants to start her garden. That's what we want to do.
you got a good woman, man.
Dude, oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. And I think that's being able to sustain ourselves the way that it used to be, that's what we want. We want to be able to just be outside, enjoy this nature. Yeah, I love being outside. I love, especially in the fall, right? That's the best time.
I've thought about that too, considering getting off the grid and all of that, and realizing that, we generally, like, especially for Americans, I think a lot of us, we're so removed from nature today that even to consider, I had a lot of friends that very much seem to have all these visions of wanting to get back to the land and everything, but consider that how challenging that is to learn how to harness and harvest. It sounds kind of, utopian stuff, but it takes generations to learn how to do that, so
Yeah,
it's something that we really need to address also as if we're
fitness.
community based, and all the food now is being altered. I'm even hearing, Tim, I don't know if you've heard this, but personally, I don't even own a TV, quite frankly. I really don't, because
Yeah,
attention is too. I don't have the currency to pay attention to those things that are outside of my control. So
yeah,
number one, number two is that it's changing our entire way of behaving as human beings. That's the problem.
yeah, absolutely.
We fear for the kids who are have these things in their hand all day long, so they have
Yeah,
more relationship with the machine than they prefer. If you think about kind of like devil's advocate here, right? Some kids, if they're not parented well, they're going to end up having a better relationship with their phone than they would with a human being.
yeah, yeah, dude. And as a dad now, at the beginning of this year, I bought one of those boxes that you put your phone in and you lock it up. And I have noticed a huge difference. We were able to play, we were able to be present with our family, and we were able to our son was able to sleep better because his energy was running out. So it's beneficial for the phones we put up, especially as a dad, because especially as business owners that we're always on our phone, right? So I need to be more strict on that too. because I kind of fallen off of that, but I'm aware of it. But I really need to start getting back into locking up the phones up from like 4 to 8, just because that's gonna be pure family time.
Yeah,
And
consider
being
making.
outside is, yeah, good.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but you may want to consider making a commitment to that, and I can assist you with that.
Yep,
Well,
definitely, dude.
I want to make a commitment to, and I could just hold you to that. Hey, how you doing with that commitment?
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I started strong, and then I kind of got off of it just because like I don't need it. I was fine without it, and then I started grabbing the phone again. So I really need to go back to that because it's definitely helpful and definitely more present. I noticed I was definitely more present with my family, which has been awesome. So
So
yeah, man.
that's the presence which creates the experience, which is memories, right?
Yep.
That presence with your family creates the experiences, which creates the memories. The kids remember that forever, right? So
Yep.
that thing takes away from that. Number one, number two, it's highly radioactive. Most people don't want to deal with it, don't want to talk about it. I don't mind. I like to stick. I have a pair of what. So I'm going to go in there.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That thing is toxic to your kids. You should make sure you got an EMF regulator on that, some kind of patch, an EMF
Yep.
anti-EMF patch on it, things like that. Because the radiation microwaves, we know how toxic that.
Right.
Actually, you know what? The
Yeah.
Department of Telecommunications, Federal Communications, whatever, they haven't regulated cell phones since the 90s, bro. So that tells you a lot. And we've been upgrading 5G. I don't know. Do we need to go faster? We need to slow down, man.
Yeah, man.
Slow down. That's what we need to do. So,
Definitely.
I'm not going to get into it,
Yeah, man. We could talk about that
yeah.
another time, man. But yeah, been this has been fun, bro. This has been good. So, anything else? You got anything else?
Yeah, it's great to connect with you, and I look forward to connecting you to more with we're both men with families, so primarily maybe we speak to an audience of young
Yeah.
men who have families who feel like they don't have time to work out, or they think
Yeah.
they can't make time, or they don't enjoy it, and there's ways to change all of that.
Yeah.
We're, we're,
You gotta find what works. So you gotta find what works the best for you, what you really enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be at the gym. You can be out in nature, you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can just be outside and run, whatever it can be, whatever you want it to be, as long as you enjoy it. But the importance of doing it is going to be so much greater for your health and for your life in general.
yeah.
Yeah.